My name is Sara Gable. I'm an associate professor and state extension specialist in the Department of Nutrition and Exercise Physiology at the University of Missouri. My educational background includes 3 degrees, a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in child development within the context of the family and other settings like child care. People often wonder, how did someone with a background in child development end up in nutrition and exercise physiology? Well, I take my background in child development and I apply it to questions of exercise or physical activity in young children and diet or nutrition. And I'm interested in particular in how children of young ages, birth through age 5, come to learn about healthy habits associated with eating and healthy habits associated with activity. And I'm really interested in how these things occur in settings like childcare, or the place where children spend time during the day when their parents are at work. What I'm in the process of doing right now is integrating my 2 previous areas of research. One is policy analysis of child care in the United States since the 1970s, and how this policy toward child care has influenced the quality of settings where children spend time when they're away from their parents. I'm also interested in how children come to form health-related behaviors. I have looked at the onset of childhood obesity in children, in particular modifiable factors associated with that. And I'm interested in how we can take research about these modifiable factors into other settings like the child care arena. The munch setting could be a great facility for bringing children in and doing testing with them that's of the sort that will be conducted when they're outside of the classroom. For example, learning about how children eat their meals when they're in groups of different sizes. Does it matter if there are 4 children at the lunchtime table, or does it matter if there are 10 children at the lunchtime table, in how much children are eating and how well they're able to regulate their food intake? I could also use the munch setting as a place where we can just watch children naturalistically play with objects or toys, as well as interact with their parents. And another thing that the munch setting will be really valuable for is administering standardized approaches to learning about how children do certain things like pre-academic skills. How well are children able to, for example, count out cookies for a pretend Elmo puppet who's asked the child to give him 3 cookies because he's hungry? How well does a child actually count out those 3 cookies and give them to Elmo? One interesting finding that has contributed to the literature about what we know about the consequences of excess weight for children. I did a study that looked at a national sample of children and followed them longitudinally from kindergarten entry through the 5th grade. And one thing that we learned about children whose excess weight or obesity appears around kindergarten or 1st grade compared to children who maintain a normal or healthy weight during the same period from kindergarten entry through the 5th grade, the children who carry excess weight during that time are not performing as well in school. In particular, their math abilities appear to not be as strong as the math abilities of children who have a healthy weight. There are several reasons for why that could be. There could be characteristics of the child themselves. For example, they may be experiencing some anxiety during school time while they're there that could be associated with their weight status. They may not be making and keeping friends as easily as children who have a healthy weight status. There are different factors implicated in why weight status is associated with mathematics performance. And those reasons are still being studied. But what we know is that when children are at school, having skills associated with their peers or the ease with which they make friends and get along with teachers and with children is actually associated with how well they do in school. And so this one finding that shows that children who carry excess weight from kindergarten entry through the 5th grade of spring are not performing as well on academic tests is definitely of concern. And it sounds the alarms as far as doing everything that we possibly can to prevent the onset of excess weight and also the persistence of it.